Greetings and welcome. So this week we've been talking about the Van Van oil that we sell on Inexplicable Things. And, well, we decided today that I'd put it all together for you. Van Van's great for a lot of reasons. This is Afro-Caribbean construct of using the vervain, but most importantly, it's a New Orleans voodoo based recipe that is very effective for a multitude of things, right? So Van Van can be used for protection, it can be used for road openers, drawing luck in the form of money, business, or love, gambling. It can be used for purification, banishing or clearing negative energy. It really is a changing bad luck into good luck. It really is an oil designed to change or to set forward a specific fortune for somebody or for a group of people, right? So it's really powerful, and has a pretty broad reach. Our recipe, when we lived in New Orleans, in the I think it was 2010, 2011 to 2013, taking the ferry from the French Quarter to Algiers, Mama Shaw and I met a Creole man who we were drawn to, and he was drawn to us enough to talk to us. And neighbors with big trucks. Sorry about that. But he was drawn to us enough to sit down and have a conversation with us on the ferry. And Mama Shaw, for about 2 years, would meet with him periodically and trade recipes and ideas and talk theology and just communicate. Well, one of the things he gave her was the recipe that we use in our Van Van, for our Van Van oil. And it's a powerful oil that does wonders. And that's why it's one of our OG oils, because any oil that was gifted to us by family or close friends that wasn't just made up or a recipe that we found through research became one of our OG oils in 2002. So it was a way for us to commemorate those relationships and to keep that energy alive. All right. So, a lot of people ask how Van Van get its name, right? Vervain and Van Van don't sound a lot alike. So French Creole, the pronunciation of vervain sounds kind of like vervan, right? And I theorize that vervan, to an English-speaking person, would think that the person was saying something that was spelt V-A-V-A-N, right? Vervan. So that's how it became Americanized and twisted into being a Van Van oil. Hold on a minute, I got a cat who's going to shake my camera. I'm going to get rid of him real quick. Go on. Okay. Everybody wants to be interested in what Dad's doing. So that's probably where the name shift from Vervain to Van Van came about. Our oil's been a top seller for, goodness, 10 or 7 or 10 years, quite a long time. And it's a good oil. Again, it's for changing the fortune in something. You can use it on rituals. You can use it in body washes. The construct of animistic oils is to take the components that are introduced to the oil and mingle their animistic energies so that contact creates contagion, right? So as people travel the world and stop living in one place, we don't have access. We can't go in our yard and go pick certain animistic properties anymore. So what do? We preserve them in an oil, in a carrier that won't allow spoilage, and in a fashion that makes it so we can still use a product, right? So our Van Van oil is super simple. All of our oils are really simple, right? Our OG line comes with a dropper. That way you don't have to purchase one, and you can control its output really easily. These oils, you don't need to use the whole half-ounce jar. A half-ounce jar on regular rituals should last you a good number of rituals. If you're using the whole jar, you're kind of going overboard, because the production process is a 1-to-1 ratio of all of the ingredients to the oil. That ages and takes on all the characteristics of those ingredients, and then we filter it to create a usable product that then only has 2 to 3 ingredients in it, right? So our Van Van has 7 ingredients plus the oil. So we couldn't put all 7 ingredients in there, because then the customer would be buying a jar of rehydrated herbs rather than an oil, right? So that doesn't make much sense, anyways, not to us. So we filter that through a strainer to get all of the sediment and the herbs out of it, and then we put it in a jar with new herbs. Usually, like this one has 2 herbs in it for the finished product of those 7, and that's just to make it look a certain way, smell a certain way, and it definitely has the vervain in it, because, well, vervain's got a distinct smell. If you're going to sell a Van Van oil and you don't put vervain in the finished product, how's anybody going to really know that it's a Van Van, right? So when you use it on a working, 3 to 7 drops, right? Use the dropper. 3 to 7 drops in the palm of your hand, right? There's 3 drops, and it's enough. There's plenty there. You rub your hands together until it activates. And the way you know it activates is, 1, the natural smells that are in the oil will come forward, right? You'll begin to smell the herbs that are in that oil. 2, your hands will get hot, right? So that combined effort, the reason why it fractures the oil is because you rubbed your hands together till they got hot. Well, now look at how shiny my hands are, right? So now anything I touch, this dull candle, right, I can infuse with that oil. And look at the difference. Look at how shiny that is. Rewind this and go back and look. This was a dull orange candle. For a moment, it got shiny. Why did it get shiny? Because I anointed it with the oil. So now this candle's anointed. It's slightly sticky because, well, I heated up my hands, which heated up the oil, which heated up the beeswax. So now if I wanted to, I could roll this in herb, and because it's slightly tacky, it would pick up enough for me to set up a working, right? It doesn't have to be super coated. It doesn't have to be a crazy amount of herbs on it. That becomes a fire hazard. A few herbs, just a light dusting of herbs. And because it's sticky, because it got warmed up on my hands, that stickiness will hold on to just enough, right? You don't have to cake it on. Just a little bit. So then, now this orange candle is anointed with the properties of vervain and the other ingredients which make it a Van Van oil. So it can now be used to change the fortune in somebody's life, whether it's creating good fortune, or you can invert the candle. You can cut the wick off of this end and invert it, carve the wick out. Now it's a reversed candle, right? Reverse magic is super important. If we want someone to have bad luck, you can use the same orange candle, the same Van Van oil. Just reverse the candle. Burn the herbs before you add the herbs to it. Right? Now all of a sudden it's a baneful candle designed to hurt someone's fortune. Burn it right side up with good fresh dry herbs or fresh herbs. Now it's a positive candle, right? Your intentions, the universe understands. The oil is animistic. It's designed specifically to affect someone's fortune. The candle is animistic. An orange candle is designed to affect someone's fortune, right? Beeswax has properties of its own. It's super healthy to burn beeswax because it takes particulates out of the air. And it helps us fix issues with our breathing. So it's super healthy for us to be burning, especially compared to some other products that are out there that burn dark sooty color. If it's burning dark soot on your white wall, imagine how much of that soot you're breathing in, right? So this is how you put together and use a Van Van oil. And our OGs are all original recipes that we got from family and friends that have been passed down at least one cycle, one generation, and have proven results. Van Van's a great oil. I encourage you to look at it and try it. I encourage you to branch out and get yourself some dry vervain. Add that to your workings, your prosperity workings, your fortune workings. See the difference in the quality, right? Because there will be a difference. I hope you guys learned something today. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to talking to you again. Goodbye, y'all.